American Online.
I worked with someone the other day, and they were too young to get it. I was like, shit.
That just tells you, you know.
Just dated myself there.
Yep.
Okay.
You going?
I believe that we are live now.
Oh snap!
Whoa.
Okay. Boy, this is so different and so fucking weird.
It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Here we go.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna start us off.
All right.
Mark that. Hello and welcome to the podcast that explores the inner workings of the Heartland's entertainment industry. What? Even comes with a new hook.
Classic.
What? So
we're still the Okie Show Show.
We're still the Okie Show Show, but we are in a totally new spot with all sorts of new technology happening right now.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook Live, but it's like streaming hardcore with the sound system going through everything. So
we're fancy, y'all.
Nobody's watching just yet. Good.
Now, but we're not going to do any shows for like a couple months because we are joining something totally new.
We're joining Mostly Harmless Media, and so what we're recording right now. This is well before we actually do the relaunch and everything.
Yeah.
So this is like during the dark point.
Dark stages.
But as soon as we relaunch, which is when this episode's going up, we're going to be with Mostly Harmless Media on. Just like, hi, all these new platforms.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody that's listening from everywhere else other than iTunes. This is frickin' cool.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some YouTube sketches. We already have done them, but, you know, you'll have to wait for those.
Yes.
They're good. And we're going to be interviewing a ton of people. I don't know. I'm
Live
excited.
from this stage, and we are in Tower Studios right now inside
Yes.
Tower Theater. And I wish we could turn the camera around because you could see like we have this whole performance space.
There's an audience space.
We're going to be doing like live shows and stuff for Rizzles.
Yeah, you can come sit here and have a drink and laugh with us in the same
Or
room.
just at us.
Yes, that's usually it.
I feel like that's usually the situation happening. They don't even know how dumb they are. So today we are here. We have actually a special. Wow. I'm so flustered by the new environment. It's just weird.
we gotta act professional.
I know. Oh shit.
Yep.
So we're here with a special guest co-host, Mr. Neil
Newby.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
I'm going to
thank you for having me.
do this right there.
We can
wow.
we can freaking pan over on the camera,
Hand
man.
over and Neil can wave and say hello.
So
Feels good to be here.
introduce yourself. Now, if anyone, whenever they're listening to this episode, the YouTube channel will be up, and they can go over and they can see you in a little short film that we filmed not too long ago.
Called Stiff Proposal.
What?
Well, I'm a young, precocious 21-year-old.
Precocious, $10 words.
Vivacious actor. And I got to be in a super fun short that we did. And it's got some pretty good material. It's very, very hilarious. I'm very proud that I was in it. And I definitely can't wait for it to drop. That's for sure.
Boom.
And if
So-
you have been keeping up with the Okie Show Show, we did air a super secret special
Yeah, we had the
screening of it at one of our live shows. And
And if you were at that live show with everybody from Mickey Reese's Alien, then you'd be like, "What? It's the dude from the one short."
Yeah.
And he was super creepy.
yeah, we had a lot of intimate moments during that.
Very.
We did. They were
Kelly,
intimate.
how would you describe the short?
Uncomfortable.
Just really
Just
freaking awkward.
really uncomfortable,
Yeah,
which is
awkward.
my
I would feel
specialty.
like
That's like
awkward is a
awkward. Yes.
good way to.
Oh man,
to
it was
describe it.
it was perfectly awkward. Which is Brian just knew me too well to go. Kelly would just love the awkwardness of this sketch, and I did. And Neil
went
played
on
into
a
it
blind
perfectly.
date.
Yeah, it's like.
You went on
I
a
went on a blind date with
Neil.
Neil, and it was at an odd location, and it got super serious super fast.
Yeah. You know what, Neil?
0 to 100.
We're not here to talk about you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here to
That's
talk. We're here to talk about this person sitting next to you.
Yes.
This is
yes,
true.
I
Yes.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Freaking jack of all trades, the beautiful Kerry Myers. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Welcome, and this is awesome because you're our first guest in the new space.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
This is crazy. With
I was
all
so
Facebook
excited when you
Live
told me
and
because I live
stuff.
so close. I was like, yes.
And you're so
right
cool
there.
that you rode your freaking bike here.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to be that that person in OKC riding my bike around. Honestly, I
you know
just
what?
like it's 2 blocks. I can't justify getting in my car. It's harder to get in the car
Yeah.
at this point.
It is.
That's true.
That's very true.
So.
That's the silver lining. Get a bike because the
breeze.
AC is way better.
Absolutely. Yeah, this space is really awesome. It's been really cool to watch it grow into what it is.
Yeah, I know.
Here we are.
Well, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you were kind of involved with the tower, all this kind of stuff, too.
Not really.
No, but you, like, have
I
seen
mean,
all that?
I know a lot of the people and I've
Okay.
supported them in the community. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny, Brian and I just worked on a feature together and we talked all day because I got to hang out with sound since I do wardrobe.
Represent.
The Chickasaw Rancher. And so we got to say, oh, I had no idea you did this. I had no
I know.
idea you did this.
Okay.
All day, every day.
To give people a backstory of, like, Kerry and I have known each other for, like, 10 freaking years.
Close
probably
to.
more than that.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what the first time was that I
Well, I
met
moved
you.
to Oklahoma City in 2009. That's when I graduated college. So it had to have been 2009, 2010. So we're on the upwards of
Yeah.
10.
Jesus, that's freaking crazy. That's
You're
nuts.
old, Brian.
And
I'm
then
going to tell you this every podcast. You're old,
I
Brian.
know. Cracked the big 3-0.
It makes us all
To rub it
old.
in. Yeah.
No, I've booked bands in the community for a long time. Brian's band is one of my favorites. I helped soundtracking on a local film, got these guys roped into
That's
all
right.
that.
Yeah, you were on Post Human Project's
Yeah.
soundtrack, like you put the compilation together and all that kind of stuff.
And rounded up all the bands.
You do a crap ton of stuff, and that's what we're going to be talking about today for the show is what it's like to be a free agent and being able to do all these different things. So
Yeah.
real quick lightning round. What all do you do, Kerry?
Well, so
List
I want to
everything.
start us off. A lot of people don't know this. I actually did go to school for public relations and communications. I do have a degree in PR and communications, and I kind of fell into this by when I got out of college. A lot of my friends are musicians by trade, and they just did not know what they were doing, as far as marketing themselves, booking, and all that. And they're like, "Oh, you want to do that for us? Here you go," And I just kind of took it on myself, and it became something that I enjoyed. And then, I was able to kind of sell my skills to local venues and get paid for it, which is awesome.
The goal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
get paid
that's
to
the
do what
goal.
you- yeah.
And it doesn't always work out like that. I've done, in the entertainment industry, we do a lot of stuff for free just to get the experience.
Yeah.
And get to know people and stuff. But it is really cool whenever you can make, your hobby your job.
Well, and let's touch on that for a second because, I think it's important to understand that the majority of people start off working for free.
Yeah.
Why is that so important to start off working for free?
I know that
Pros and cons.
There are cons to it because now I'm like, man, I've been around here for
Cons
like
are there's
7
no
or 8
money.
years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cons are no money, and that you will probably have to wait tables for a while.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
put in
the
a
one
lot
thing.
of hours,
But,
like,
you get great people experience whenever you're working in the service industry. I mean, you have to put up with the most shit.
Yep.
I think there, and so. One thing that I was always told whenever I was in school for PR and journalism or whatever is you're not going to get a great job until you have 5, 6, 7 years experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
That's just something
classic.
that they always
But
tell
how do you
like,
get this
"How do you get
experience?
experience?"
Yeah.
And so that's when you go in and volunteer on projects, make up your own stuff, do music videos, do whatever you have to learn how it goes.
It's called the hustle, people.
It's called the hustle. You have
Gotta
to stay
do the
on the
hustle.
hustle.
No, it is kind of funny because I think 5 to 7 years that is a pretty decent estimate, and it sucks at first.
And it does, but looking back, I'm like, there are plenty of things that I've forgotten that I've done because I don't keep good enough track of them. And when I was making my film resume, actually, I turned in 4 or 5 things. And I was texting Jack and Jim, like, oh, wait, I forgot I did this. Or, hear a song on the radio that reminded me, oh, yeah, I did that Keith Urban video. That was kind of a big deal. Totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
And so, but that's what happens whenever you just stay busy and stay on projects. They just one right after another.
Well, and also,
And that's what you want to do is stay busy.
and it's okay. I'm going to ask you the question that I get asked a lot. Why do you do so much?
Maybe it has something to do with
So
my
many
manic
different
personality.
Yes.
I mean,
High five for
I think-
manicness.
Rachel and I were talking about this on Chickasaw Rancher. We were like, I think that we all have the same mental illness. we found each other, and we're rocking it, and we're doing a great job. And I think that these types of jobs are for people that like to keep going, and don't really like the off days.
Yeah.
I always feel like I fall behind on the off. To take my I'll sleep for 2 or 3 days, and then I'm over it. I'm like, okay, I'm a loser. I've done nothing with my life, and I'm really kind of hard on myself.
Raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
I need to get out of this basement.
I have no friends, and really the reality is my only friend is Netflix.
Right? Yeah.
So,
I need to turn this TV off. I have a relationship with Frank Underwood now.
I know.
But no, it's just really it's really been awesome. I think that staying networked, staying around people who kind of do the same thing that you do, will keep you in that environment for a long time. And once you get out of Oklahoma, you realize that I think here the entertainment industry seems so small. Yeah. And then if you travel and go to Austin or New York or LA, even you realize that you are not alone. In trying to make it in this thing. And so that's kind of what keeps me going. I have friends in other cities that I watch. They're doing the same thing as I am all the time. Yeah. So
let's talk about networking for a second, because networking is super, super important if you're going to be doing freelance and getting consistent work. How do you go about networking?
Well, I would say I hit up the hottest events in OKC.
Yeah.
I mean,
the hottest club in OKC.
I really, I didn't get to do Dead Center this year because of that we were actually making a movie, which is awesome too. Yeah. But Dead Center is usually a really great networking time for me. A lot of the events that they put on have a lot of influencers in Oklahoma City that are doing the same things that we're trying to do, and so. That's one of my favorites.
Enjoying the night. See, my problem with the whole networking via the nightlife is that the nightlife networks really hard with me. Meaning, eventually, I don't remember shit.
Now, I've had.
Are you a good
names with faces person?
Because I'm not terrible.
I'm horrible.
People come up to me all the time and they're like, Kerry, hi.
You just smack on a smile and you're like, hey.
I don't
remember you.
Yeah. And I mean, I teach paddleboard yoga in the summertime, all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, if you came to one of my yoga classes, are you in a band?
Right? Oh, dude, and especially in our
at
world.
Least 5 interactions, and I think that's fair. Whenever you're meeting so many people, if you haven't had a couple of beers together, some common ground jokes or something, then you just. Sorry, don't be offended. Don't be offended if I don't remember your name. It's my
I'm
fault,
never offended.
Yours.
I've been introduced. Yeah, I've been
Who
introduced.
are you?
Exactly. And I'm just like the background shadow behind Brian's head who peeks out, and I'm like, hey, I'm here too.
I feel like you're pretty memorable, though.
Is that a nice or mean thing?
No, it's nice.
Okay.
I mean, I think you could work on your
I could be memorable in a
introductions
bad
a little bit.
way.
You don't have to bitch slap everybody you
Come
say hi
on,
to.
just get on my way. I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, I
They'll
do.
never forget you.
That was just how I was trained. I was raised, strong handshake to the face.
Yeah. I mean, I just go with the typical shitting on their car. They will never forget you.
Extreme introduction.
Don't invite these guys to your party.
Nice to meet you. No, part of me wants to be like, I'm sorry, I have face blindness. I know. I've introduced myself to my wife's best friend, my wife's best friend's sister. I've introduced myself to this poor girl, I swear to God, 10 times. And every time she's just like, we're friends, Brian. I'm like, oh, yeah, buddy.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Short term.
Dude, that's Facebook is the worst.
I'm like, wait, let me look at your profile picture.
Yeah.
See if I recognize
Yeah.
What's your Instagram name? That's one I've actually used. What's your Instagram?
What's your Instagram name?
Oh my gosh, we have pictures together.
Yeah.
Wait, when did this happen?
We have a whole life together.
Asshole solo. So.
Wow.
I don't know if I warned you, but we tend to rabbit trail on this show.
Yeah, it happens.
Right.
It does happen. Now, I heard you mentioning, something with costuming. or dress. What is it
Yeah,
called
so that's
on
what
film?
I've been working in wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Yeah, and costume. I am the set costumer is
Okay.
my title.
Nice.
So I don't design anything. I make sure everything stays together, take the photos, make sure that everything stays the same.
Nice.
And the continuity. And then I stay with Brian while he mics them and make sure that he doesn't mess up any of our
don't
wardrobe
destroy
stuff.
your
There's no
wardrobe.
wires hanging out, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
She's the one that I ask if I can cut the wardrobe, and most of the time you're very gracious. Most of the time you're like, no.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or
not.
is that a place where I can sew that back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you start out as like young sewing and stuff, like a seamstress?
yeah.
Well, so we've all talked about this within our team, and we all kind of grew up in the same backgrounds with like grandparents who were actually really big into costume design. My grandmother sewed for Mo Betta, the country and western shirt company that Garth Brooks made
Right,
famous
right.
back in the day, and she also made all the costumes for her like Sweet Adeline's ladies. And so I like grew up with like needles and sequins all over the floor in her area, and found out Rachel's grandmother was a costume designer on CBS in the 60s.
Oh wow.
So, we all really kind of came from that, and I think just like as a kid, whenever that's who's watching over you, they're teaching you how to do it to keep you occupied.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Why I know how to knit. I was knitting the other day. My grandmother taught me how to knit when I was like 4.
It
So
was
just like, here you
adorable.
go.
It's the best. I'll hand my son a ball of yarn and like just a string with like a crochet needle.
Her son's a cat.
Attach it, and I'll punch holes through paper and just be like, okay, just in, out. Takes him like 40 minutes, and that's so awesome.
Yeah, and now they know how to do a whip stitch. So
Yes.
whenever they get older, they can fix their
Bada
own
bing,
clothes.
This
sew
is
your
like
dad's
some
clothes
serious
up.
parenting advice here. Most people are just like, here, take this phone. You can't knit with a phone, guys.
I might
really,
do
I think
that.
that we're all kind of nostalgic about it,
Yeah.
too, because we want to. There are a lot of lost trades, and we
Yeah.
want to be able to know how to do these things. I think our seamstress Emily, is just out of this world. She comes in and makes a lot of stuff, and she stays in the back room, and nobody really sees her back there, but she's
Yeah.
making stuff from scraps.
So the real question is, did you get an A in home ec? in high school?
Did they still have home ec?
I did not even take home ec, actually, and they did, and I was in FFA. Actually. I did the-
nice.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So
What
That's
animals
the
did you
milking
show? I was
part
gonna
of
say,
it.
did you show animals?
I did
or
not
did
show
you
animals. I did the speeches.
did the speeches? How about you, Neil? Did you
I
show?
showed. I did
Pigs,
show.
horses, cow. I don't know what they show in FFA really.
He's a shower, not a grower.
I showed horses
That's
in
terrible.
4-H. And
Okay.
then, when I was in the FFA, I did chickens.
Chickens. How do
Wow.
you show a chicken?
Poultry.
Guys, we're live. Show me how to show a chicken.
Well, okay. You take your chicken. You take your chicken. You grab it. You put it inside the cage. And then a chicken expert comes in and he looks at it. And he looks at it and he's like, "Oh, this chicken has nice feathers.
Oh, that's a
and
fine chicken.
firm breasts, and it looks really good."
Are
and
you
it's-
showing it like are they judging it based off of like preparation to eat the chicken, like how delicious the chicken looks?
No, it's more about how beautiful.
On a scale of
the-
1 to 10, this chicken looks disgusting.
Anorexic chicken, you're out.
Yeah, it's more about how
is the most flat-chested
beautiful the
chickens.
chicken looks.
Beautiful the chicken.
So like I would spend hours with my chickens.
Did you groom your
Yeah,
chickens?
yes, absolutely. The way you do it is you take like pantyhose nylons and you like put them on your hands and you pet your
Pet
chicken.
your chicken.
And it makes them glisten. And then their comb and on their feet, you put baby oil and gosh.
Beautiful.
There's nothing I like stroking my cock with more than pantyhose.
We had to go
Here
there.
we go.
We're on Facebook Live now, Brian.
Oh,
we're
sorry.
we're classy and reestablished.
Oh gosh, my bad. Or is it?
Talking
We'll never
about a
change.
rooster.
We'll never change. Yes.
I guess yes, there's a difference between a chicken and a rooster.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's not.
But that's it. I did that a lot when I was in high
That's
school.
awesome. Mutual ground, guys. FFA. Bringing people together
That's,
since 1942. I just guessed that. That's probably old. One.
So
about right.
So speaking of chickens, this was your second movie, right?
Yeah, this was my second film. Actually, I met Neil on the first one on Southern
Yeah.
Christmas, so got my second full feature in on this one, which is pretty awesome. And I even had interns deal at this time.
Right, I know.
It was so
Quick
cool.
review: The Interns. Go.
One was really good, one was really bad.
And that was Kerry's review. Well, okay, and I think this kind of harps back to the whole networking conversation because, like, before this, you've been doing booking for bands, you've been doing management for bands. It's all been music industry based.
Yep.
And then Then one day I walk on the set and like, holy shit, there's Kerry.
Well,
Like, there's
actually,
no
how it
bands
happened,
nearby.
I will tell this story forever, is my best friend, she got type B flu in February. And there were 2 costumers on this film, and they were both just trying to power through it, and they both just got so sick. I was the only one that they trusted to come in and do it. So I just kind of jumped in and was like, I think I'm supposed to go lint roll Bo Derek now. Excuse me.
So if you want to join the film industry, make sure your friend gets sick.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
My
it's
children
really sad.
can help you out
if
with this.
Rachel, if you're watching, I'm sorry. She was like, I've gotten a lot of jobs because she's gotten sick.
That's how I should make money. Is I should ask, like, if anyone wants to get sick. My kids are a walking infestation of illness, and I'll just bring them over to whoever you want to be infected. And
then
I'm
you can take
talking
their
like
job.
there's a lot of stuff that
Boom.
they and then just
And then
pay
you
me a
just
couple
take their
bucks,
job.
and then
You
take
guys-
their job.
I mean, it looks
She's
like I'm
your-
I'm like a
sabotaging her,
fixer.
really.
I'm like a fixer, but
I feel like I am sabotaging her, but
She's like, I can hook you up all the way from the common cold.
What you want,
all the
roseola?
way to the
We'll get you
bubonic
shingles.
plague.
fifth disease.
have you had chicken pox yet?
Yeah, no. Waiting for that
Got
one.
fresh chicken pox right here.
Hand, foot, and mouth. Ooh. Ooh. You want some blisties?
That's one thing about having kids. I like every time I'm like, oh, baby fever. I'm reminded.
And then
of
you
all
get
the
an
sickness
actual
and
fever
illness.
from a snotty kid who literally rocketed something into your mouth, which happens to me a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I eat a lot of snot and mucus. Not intentionally.
Yum.
You gotta
I do.
love them.
Gotta love them.
Gotta love 'em,
Gotta
man.
love them. Snot
So-
and all.
So as tomorrow's last rap day, I say related, looking for a job.
Oh,
Y'all are right.
Yeah.
That's that's my favorite thing about the whole rap party deal. I don't know if I've ever said this joke on this show or not, but like really when you think about it, the rap party is just a celebration back into unemployment.
Yeah.
It's like we're broke again.
Like, yeah, the last week of the film, everybody's like kind of down, and they're like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do now. It's just like there's like these roller coasters of emotions that you go through, and I'm definitely there. Now I'm still like, I've got some bartending shifts and stuff on the side coming up, but I am working on why I'm here. Tell you guys about the festival we've got going on. There is this magnificent place in eastern Oklahoma called Blue Doors at 10 Killer. It's been open for around 3 to 4 years, and it has won several sustainability awards for their outdoor kitchen, automatic hot water. They have amazing aquaponic gardens there, butterfly gardens, bees. We've done yoga retreats there for a few years, and now we are launching our first music festival. And it's going to be called Indigo Fest.
Indigo Fest.
So we have a camping festival. It's September 23rd through the 24th. Over 40 bands. Brian's band will be there, so you should definitely come and see Brian's band.
And we play rarely too. So.
Rare, and we're only selling 300 tickets to this event, so that's why it's a little bit more exclusive. Tickets are $175. That includes your camping, your parking, and all that. We have outdoor kitchen for people to use, and you can rent the cabins at a higher
And that's
rate.
included in
Wow.
all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
the cabins are not.
Cabins
the
are
cabins are
separate.
separate, but
okay.
the camping and parking and all that's included. So
Talk a little bit about. Go ahead, Neil.
yeah.
I was going to ask you about the music that is going to be playing.
Yes.
yeah, so we have a lot of. I've tried to give everybody a good variety. I have a hip hop stage, a main stage, and then an acoustic stage. So some on the acoustic stage that you guys might recognize. We're gonna have Allie Harder, Bo Jennings, Fidelis will be on the acoustic stage. For the hip hop stage, I do have JB will be performing.
yeah.
Josh Saley on my main stage. I mean, these are just off the top of my head, guys. But I've got Chelsea Cope, Wildings,
Yes.
Linka, Masterhand,
So Limber Limbs is going to be there.
Limberlands.
Yeah.
I want to read off my list, but I've got. I mean, you should go to our website and follow us on Instagram.
And how many stages are you going to be
We have
on?
3 stages.
Three stages.
3 stages, and one of them will be acoustic. So if you've been to the property at Blue Doors, the TP is going to be one of the stages.
Yes.
That will be the acoustic stage, and so that one, since it's located behind the cabins, will be a little bit more low key, and then we have some property behind the cabins where the real rager is going to go down.
Nice.
Well, talk a little bit. You were mentioning that you're hoping that it's what is it, like zero
waste. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're pushing. It's going to be a green fest. So anything you take in, you take out. We're not selling alcohol. Any of our vendors who come will be using compostable products. We will be educating people on composting, recycling, sustainable beekeeping, all of those
Yes.
ways
I
of
want
life.
to. I want to be an
And I think
apiarist.
and one of those things, whenever you go out to Blue Doors to this property, it kind of teaches you to live a different way. You know, you're just a little bit more cautious and you're conscious of what's going on around you. And we really just want to push this idea.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty great because I was reading on Yahoo News, where I get all my information, that Oklahoma is actually one of the worst states in the country for recycling. Only 3% of all Oklahomans recycle, apparently.
I feel like we're pretty low on a lot of things.
Yeah, well, and
Education,
and a lot of it is
pretty
that
low.
people don't know to recycle. We don't have the facilities. We have a private facility that we're working with that's out in Eastern Oklahoma that will be picking up all of our trash for us, and so we know that it will be recycled. Some of these places actually do just pick up your recycling and then take it to the dump. And
yeah,
it's not recycled,
yeah,
so.
it's not actually recycled. That's kind of like where I grew up. They only had one location for recycling, and it was like, you know, everyone took their stuff there. It was always full. It was always at capacity. So anytime you drive by and be like, oh, I should drop off my successfully recycled bottles, you can't. It's so overflowing. You feel like you're just dumping trash in the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that this, doing events like this, is moving somewhere in the right direction of just making people aware that
You
you
should
need to do it.
post Woodstock trash photo and post your festival trash photo and be like, see, guys.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Before,
Yeah.
Hey, right here, movies and music festivals, probably two of the
Yes.
biggest waste.
Oh,
waste.
God.
I mean, all the water bottles and
Right.
things like that comes with it. And so, we'll be providing water bottles for everybody to refill.
Nice.
Things like that.
That's amazing.
And you will be responsible for a lot of your own trash, kind of Burning Man style.
Nice.
So,
That's really cool.
is this going to be like a one-time thing or annually?
Annually, yeah. We
Interesting.
plan on keeping this going year by year, having bigger bands, and keeping it an intimate event.
Yeah. And this is the first year.
Oh, and I
that
want to
it's-
say High Waisted. I have a couple of bands from New York. High Waisted. They're
Oh,
one of my
cool.
favorite bands from New York City. They're coming. The Cokes. There's just a ton of great bands I'm excited about.
That's really
This
cool.
is the very first year we've done it, and we do have a very small committee. There's only about 5 of us right now working on it, and so shout out to Britt and Bailey out there, and Bethany, of course. They've been getting all of our swag bags together, and all of you musicians will be compensated with lots of local goodies.
Yeah. So, kind of going back to the booking agent stuff, like all of the different free agent stuff that you do. What is some advice that you can give? Because like as you're talking
now
about
you're
Indigo
booking
Fest,
bands. Now you're doing all this other stuff that
Well, best advice I can do is to just not give up. You have got to not worry about where you can't be one of those people that's worrying about where the next dollar is coming from.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come eventually. But if you're just sitting around worrying about that all the time, people are going to be able to read that on you and feel that in your
desperation!
energy.
They could smell desperation
Oh yeah,
from
they
a
can
mile
smell
away,
desperation.
dude.
And that's why it's like when it rains it pours. That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Like whenever it's good, people you put that off, and so it keeps coming at you.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of yoga and meditation involved.
Right.
To keep your sanity.
Yeah.
I will say, one of the things I've done in the recent years that has really helped my career wise is I like to go in as press to some of these bigger music festivals. And just hang out with people who are also putting on the same thing that I'm trying to do, in other places, and just kind of watching what they do right, what they do wrong, and
That's really smart. Going
meeting
in
people
That
who
is
have-
really smart. I mean,
have
I feel like
advice.
just having a press pass to Dead Center, I learned so much and met so many people. Just
Yeah.
watching how people function in the background instead of as like a just active attendee.
Right.
Attendee. It's
Right.
different.
I mean, I went to a festival last year in Austin, for example, and I was like, lighting. Wow, they need more lighting, more signs. And so that's
Yeah.
all I've been worried about, And so it's just, like I said, kind of, watching where each other, like, oh, that was a cool idea. I'll steal that idea.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
that was not such a good idea. I'll leave that one.
learn from the mistakes.
So
of others.
that's a really cool note, because it's not just about like emailing a bunch of bands, getting them together. Like you're always kind of integrating your research and all of that into.
Well, I think
everything.
FaceTime is really important.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I'm able to book so many bands in Austin, I think, is I make it a goal of mine. I try to go down there every couple of months. 6 weeks, 3 months. Don't try to let it go past 3 months where I just go in these places and I'm like, hi, I still exist,
just checking in.
just little what's up, and you make yourself a real person, and then you're not just like this email that's coming at them all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, that's such a good note.
Is this like your very first festival that you've ever put out?
Oh, sweet Neil.
Well, I will say it's first one like this. I will say this has been very reminiscent of Short Stock.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of.
Yeah, so we did a music festival. Doug Schwartz, local music photographer, this private birthday party that he did back like 2010, was that the first one?
Yeah.
Turned
That was when it
into
was just on a
and it was
trailer.
just a party for Doug. It started just as a party for Doug, and it grew into like this huge thing. And last year we had 30 something bands. It was
Whoa.
out by Yukon, out in the country,
Yeah.
and we actually did have to go through a lot of stuff with the city to make that happen.
Freaking permits and all that kind of stuff.
Permits.
How
and
cool
all
do
that
you have
stuff
to
is so much
be
fun.
that your birthday becomes a festival?
Right.
You gotta be Doug Schwartz cool.
You got to be Doug.
Yeah.
Doug Schwartz.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think we're in a community where we all want to give back to each other and help each other out, and that's really awesome. And so I've been really blessed. So, I've had so many bands register for this, and people texting me like as soon as the flyer goes out, they're like, "Hey, Kerry, did you forget about me?" And
Yeah.
so I'm just glad that people are excited about it, and they're behind us, and that they're going to help us make this a great thing and make it something we can do every year.
That's really cool. So, of young Kerry Myers.
Man.
That one band, O Fidelis, don't give them any time.
I will say that I probably would not have stayed in the restaurant industry as long as I did.
Really?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time thinking that I was probably going to manage, or I did manage restaurants, and I thought that I might want to own part of one day. But I grew up with my grandmother owned a restaurant and grew up in that lifestyle where you don't get to travel or leave or go anywhere. And that's really what I like to do the most, is be able to get out and see what other people are doing. And I feel like I spent a couple years in the restaurant life when I could have been out seeing and doing and traveling a little bit more. But other than that, I think that I gained a lot of people experience from it, and I met a lot of people in the community that I work with by being their server.
Yeah. That's
And being their bartender.
Man, it's such a weird thing because I served tables for 6 years, and I can't say that anyone I ever served or met while I was waiting tables was influential in a career, but it did give me patience.
I gotta say, it depends on where you work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gave me patience.
I worked as a server at Eagle One Pizza, and I would wear my crew T-shirts to work.
See, I couldn't do that. I worked at fucking Chili's.
And people
First problem right there.
Problem one.
Yeah, problem one. Don't network at Chili's.
Yeah.
Michael Scott would disagree. I just have to say, Michael
True.
Scott, best place
They
to
would
know.
they would come up to me and be like, "Oh, hey, you worked on that movie? I was an extra on day 16."
Oh, wow.
I remember you.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I totally remember your name.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, that's my
Yeah,
experience.
Rob Christinger and I met.
You, Nathan, Poppy, and Lacey Letts could just you three.
That was back in the day.
God,
Don't get us all together again.
One of these days we're going
back.
to talk to Nathan and Lacey too. But what's before we move on to some games, because I feel like I don't have a timer going, so I'm going off of my vibe. I feel like we're getting close to that point. What are some final words of advice for anyone wanting to? Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm going to edit this part.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys, you have to bear with us.
What are some pros and cons of the freelance world? And I'm going to open this up to Neil too, because you're also freelance.
Absolutely.
So, okay, here we go. We're going to do a lightning round. A pro of the freelance world.
Make your own schedule.
Staying busy sometimes.
A con of the freelance world.
Not getting paid for months.
Not getting to do as much as I please.
Being stuck in your blacked out bedroom, just twiddling your thumbs for days and days and days.
Yeah, listening to Elliott Smith.
I can only sit and cry alone for so
Chasing
long.
down people for paychecks.
Okay, another pro.
I'm still going making my own schedule. It's my favorite part.
I would say you get to meet so many new people who are interested in the same things that you are. And I think that's probably my most favorite pro.
Who did you get to meet recently, Kerry, from Sons of Anarchy?
I was going to say that wasn't what I was excited about. So, well, we had Tommy Flanagan from Sons of Anarchy, but I was most excited about Dermot Mulroney. He was
Dermot
You met
was
Dermot Mulroney?
great.
he was in the film we were just in. Oh, right.
He was
I know.
amazeballs.
See, and he was so cool.
Yeah.
And I will never forget this for the rest of my life. Here's my Chickasaw Rancher story. Dermot comes out of the trailer in his underwear and yells, "Carrie, you guys gave me the wrong pants. I think you guys gave me the wrong pants." I was like, okay.
And then you're
I'll
like,
be right
you're
back with
welcome,
the
world.
next one. I was like, wow, that just happened to
I'm
just me.
so honored.
No one else is around. That
Carrie,
just
give me
made
some
my week.
pants.
And he was really cool. You know, he also like gave
Yeah.
me some shameless spoilers. It's my favorite show, and I'm not going to share, but yeah, he was really awesome.
Dermot was so cool to watch his process. Neil, it was because Neil's an aspiring actor to you listeners, and like if you could have gotten to see him in his
He
process
was the
and everything,
director.
he knew
I mean,
everything.
he was so great. He would jump in and be like, maybe I should just do this, or I mean, he helped out a lot. I love it when you put your 2 cents in. It's the best. And he was like, I have to.
I've never met an actor that was so aware of everything. He was aware of eye lines. He was aware of camera angles, lens focal lengths. He was aware of all the sound
He's
issues
been
that were
in the
going on.
biz for a
The
while,
dude
man.
saved
Kidding.
my ass like 3 times. Of like, I would tell the director like, "Hey, there's somebody
He showed
making
me
a
a new way
noise."
to wire through the pocket, cut the hole in
Yeah.
the pocket of the pants.
Yeah.
It was like blew my mind.
You know who taught me that? Lance Henriksen from Alien. He taught me
From
that.
Alien.
See, we learn these things. I would say that the biggest piece of advice I would have for anybody going into freelance is to volunteer. Just volunteer at the places that you're interested in working at, whether it's like Humane Society, Food Bank, any of these things, because that is really what has gotten me. That's where I've met people.
Yeah.
I think is volunteering.
I feel like
Volunteering for Dead Center for years.
Yeah.
That's really
I feel like the 3 main things that have been the biggest help, the biggest advice that I've ever given people that want to do freelance is 1, be humble, 2, be kind, be a kind person, and 3, be the hardest working person that you can possibly be.
and 4, take no shit.
And take no
Ooh.
shit.
You can't
Yeah.
let people run over
You've
you.
got to let it roll off your back, first of all, but you've also got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, or they will. People will. If you work people for free once, sometimes they expect you to do that forever. So
That
So
could
that's
be a
another
whole
one where you have to be
podcast in
like,
itself.
all right,
Maybe
guys,
it should be.
now that I'm experienced,
Yeah.
I'm going to be sending you an invoice for that one.
That's true. Before we go into games, let's go. I want to talk about that, is respecting how much you're worth.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a second.
Well, I mean, we both deal with this. I think we all deal with this. There's a difference between, hey, you want to go work on my music video? We'll just do this fun thing, and it's not ever really going to matter in the long run. It's just something we'll work on. Or, come join my other project, and you're going to get screamed and yelled at all day and disrespected, and then we're also not going to give you any money.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just like, you don't want to do who wants to make themselves put themselves through misery for nothing?
Yeah.
And so,
Well, especially when you've been doing it for a handful of
and
years.
so, once you're like, all right, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that sometimes those bad experiences can be just as important as the good ones, because you can learn so much from a horrible experience. So you can say, oh, well, hey, now I know that I will never do that.
That's true.
Or
I
do that way with
substitute taught
anyone.
for 1 week. I will never do that again.
Hats off to the teachers.
Well, that makes you appreciate and give you value to your time. So you are aware next time, like, this isn't of value to me or my time.
Absolutely.
Or this friend of mine who I know it's going to be fun and worthwhile and enriching in some way, even if it's not monetarily.
Right.
Sometimes, starting out, you might not know what that is or what it looks like to go, it's not worth my time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you've been doing it for a while, you're like, nah, that's going to take me,
Yeah.
X amount of hours and energy,
Where I
and
could be
sometimes
making
it's not
some
worth
money.
it.
I always weigh
Yeah.
the pros and cons. If you're going to do something for free, and if you've been doing the job for a while, weigh the pros and cons.
I'm not saying don't do stuff for free. I still
Yeah.
do plenty of stuff. All of our fun projects for free, but also you have to make it a balance so that you can pay your bills.
Yep.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of us just like the experience of being on set and just doing our things, you know.
You know what actually keeps making me want, like, what keeps bringing me to set, because like sound is kind of a thankless job. Let's be honest. So is wardrobe in a weird way. I
Oh
feel like.
yeah.
whatever.
Oh.
There's a lot of thankless departments. But what
we were
keeps me
thinking
coming
about a lot of
back
stuff.
is all of you guys,
We're
like
gonna
all
talk
of my
later.
pals.
We are always thinking about what they have to change into next.
Yeah.
And if I have that on me, being at the ranch though was a different thing. The movie we just worked on, we were far away from society, I have to say. So if we forgot something, it was going to be a minute before we got it. And so,
It was like being on the frontier again.
no, there's
You might get the
plenty of
rickets.
thinking ahead in wardrobe.
Yeah.
I had plenty of standing around there as we were waiting on
Yeah.
a lot of cows this time.
Right. Carrie went to go get some new wardrobe, but she died of dysentery.
I did push that wagon.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, thank you so much for your insightful advice.
Absolutely.
Are you ready to play some games?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Now, do we want to go straight into games? Because we're in the new space and we haven't done a Kelly's Corner. I feel like we should christen the space with Kelly's
Do I
Corner.
have a Kelly's Corner to
If
do?
you don't, it's okay, and I'll just edit this part out.
No, life's good, man. Dude, I mean, I guess I should say that. Okay, so Kelly's Corner. Let's go.
Kelly's Corner.
So, I have seen the light, the shining little light at the end of the tunnel here, guys. I went on vacation. I drove 11 hours to Iowa with 2 kids in the car who are under 3 and under.
Toddlers.
2 toddlers, 11 hours in the car, and then went straight from that, a couple days off, drove to Branson or Lake of the Ozarks and went swimming with 2 toddlers, and it was pretty okay. For the most part, I didn't feel like I was losing my mind or going insane. Now I still had to pack literally everything. You have to pack everything. You need everything. You can't leave without anything. You just or you have to go shopping 5,000 times. But I got sleep. My kids were polite to their cousins. My daughter only hit one of them in the face a couple times, which is good for her. So I just am I'm so blown away that it does get easier, guys. It does get easier.
It's the end of the toddler tunnel.
Yes,
The toddler tunnel.
my cousins both have month-old babies that they brought to vacation, and we all share the house. And Aaron and I are literally in our room. Our kids are sleeping. They just went right down, and I'm hearing screaming babies upstairs. And we just crack open a bottle of wine and go out to the dock and just sit out there with our baby monitor. And we're cheers to the old ball parents, because it does get easier, and that's just so nice. It's just so nice. Anyway, that's my Kelly's Corner. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I gotta do nice things and say nice things every once in a while.
That's true.
You can't just
You
crap
gotta
on me
balance out.
every time.
Yeah, today this baby just pooped right in my ear. It's the worst. I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Everything sounds like shit.
Yeah. Everything is shit. Everything is shit.
Okay, so what do we have on the docket for some games today?
Well, I really want everyone to get to know Mr. Neal, because we all know him. So I was hoping we could play a little dating game.
Let's do it.
Okay, now the question is, would you like to be the questioner, or would you like for me to be the questioner and you play one of the potential daters?
I'll play one of the potential daters.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So let's do it.
Okay. Wait, am I the host?
Oh, I'm hosting, because
Oh,
I'm going on a date.
okay. So this is the dating game featuring Mr. Neil Newby.
Welcome to the dating game, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and host the show for myself because I'm that desperate. I am looking for a date. And I have found online a few potential people that I had some interest in, and I just really want to get to know them better. So I'm going to start with anonymous number 1. We're going to call you each anonymous.
Anonymous number 1.
Yeah, please introduce yourselves so we can get to know you guys.
Well, my name is Todd, and I work at a museum. Clean the toilets, floors, wax the floors. Really have a thing about floors. And if I take you on a date, I know where I'm taking you. To my janitor's
Floor
closet.
word. Oh, floor world. I was thinking like maybe take me out to look at tile or
Well, we could go there too. We could talk about tile all day long.
your janitor's closet. That's where we'd go on our first date.
I mean, that's technically my apartment too.
Great. Okay. Number 2. Please introduce yourself.
All right. I'm not very good at making up these characters on the spot.
Top that, bitch.
Golly, how am I supposed to be creepier than that? I will say, all right, my name is Kerry. I work at 7-Eleven.
Ooh.
The night shift.
The night shift. Okay. So I'd have to adjust my schedule a little bit for
Yeah.
you, but what kind of date would you take me on after coming off of a night shift?
And you know what? You can rage at 6 a.m. like none other. A couple 40s from the fridge.
So you know that world. Great. I'm into it. Okay, number 3, please. Introduce yourself.
Hello. Well, my name is Neil, and I'm a barber, so I'm a hairdresser by trade.
Oh wow.
But I also like long walks on the beach.
Do you really? Oh wow. I mean, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear it. If it's sincere, I get a sincere.
Well, I mean, I have an extreme fear of killer orcas.
Okay.
But, see, like a lot of people would be afraid of being killed by a shark.
No, orcas are very aggressive.
Teeth are blunt.
Listen, they are. They're very aggressive. I've seen them demolish seals just in like a bite.
So,
Okay.
on our first date, we are going to the mountains.
Mountains. I like the mountains. Are you a hiker?
I am a hiker.
You're a hiker. Great. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a little more intimate. Does it number 1, Todd? Was it?
Yeah, that's Todd. Yeah.
Todd. Can you share with me maybe how you would console me after an argument we might have? What's your best way to console someone?
Well, like my friend over here, I'm also afraid of killer orgasms. And I would want to take it slow. That's
okay.
all I'm saying. And if you got upset, take it even slower.
Okay.
And if that didn't work, then I would just freeze.
And that's how you handle women's sadness?
Boom, works every time.
Okay, it definitely drew me out of what I was
You calmed
thinking
right down.
originally.
You calmed right
and I
down.
started concerning myself with if you were having a seizure or something.
Works every time.
Okay. Kerry, can you please, same question. How would you console someone if they're very upset post-fight? What was your first thing?
I'm really into long, awkward hugs.
Oh,
You know, so at first it feels like really nice and consoling, and then you're like, wait, maybe I've been here too long. You're like, wait, maybe I should run away because this person's never gonna let go of me.
But then you just keep powering through it.
Just keep pounding through the hug.
Keep powering through the hug. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit I'm not very touchy-feely
Fancy grilled ham and cheese.
Yes, anything grilled cheese, you know it. Okay, good. I like that. And Todd. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it so rudely. But Todd.
Well, my secret ability is my shards can predict the future. I can't predict when the shards are going to happen. It's always after some crazy meal, and I gingerly run down the stairs. When that happens,
Do you announce that it's happening?
I announce what the shard is predicted. Yes.
You announce what the shard is predicted.
Yes.
Okay.
So one day I was running down the stairs, and it was November in 2016, and I sharded, and I was like, Trump's America. Okay.
That was glorious. I feel like we were. Thank you, Neil, for giving us some true insight.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Fun to get real there.
I know.
Are people
It
still
was
watching
fun
us?
to get real.
I know. Are
So-
people still following it?
We have 2
We have
viewers.
people left.
Hopefully
yeah.
people hopped on for that little tidbit.
Yay.
This is a new app, guys.
Great.
Yay!
That was
Great
awesome.
job!
That was so great.
Oh, and thank you
Nice.
so much for Carrie being on this. It was awesome.
You're great.
Also, I love your hair.
Oh, thanks.
Like, I don't know how long it took you to like get to that, but like,
This is actually a crazy fade out.
Okay.
Because she bleaches it first.
Okay.
So normally it's like really vibrant whenever I first get it
dude,
done.
it looks so good. I'm
Thank you.
getting super gray, so I want to like try something like that once I'm more.
I like your hair a lot.
It's salt and peppery for now, but I feel like once it starts getting like true.
I grew up around this girl. She was only about like, she was like 7 or 8 years older than me, but when I was like 15, I was just fascinated with her. She was 25, and her haircut was just like yours, and was like solid gray, and
Yeah.
she rocked it.
Yeah, I'm
So
on
awesome.
my way down that road. I started
yours looks
graying
a lot
at
like
20,
hers.
so I'm like 28 now. I'm like, ooh, it's getting close to where I'm
My,
like pure white.
my cousin works at Rebel 8 in Midtown,
Okay.
and she does my hair.
Awesome.
So.
I see. I don't have any. I don't do anything.
I know.
I
Well, they let her
know.
do that at the bank.
That's the trick. She works.
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Well, I feel like
another
there's some
reason
colors
why
she could pull
I
off
should have
full
made
on.
that one of my freelance job perks is green hair.
I feel.
There you go.
See, if she did a lighter like this, I don't feel like it's super.
Or she like a purple,
It's-
like
yeah,
a really light,
light
like iridescent
purple.
purple would look good on her.
Yeah.
A really light pink
Yeah.
and a rose.
I feel like a bank wouldn't be wouldn't have a problem
Yeah.
with a
Because when
light
this is first
shade.
done, it's like.
But you never know. The rules are yeah.
Yeah, it depends on who you're working for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're just in the day and age where it's like,
It's pretty normal.
it's 2007. Yeah, it's very normal. I was like explaining to my grandma. I was like showing her all my friends on Instagram. I'm like, look, I swear I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And I went to the Aqua show the other night, and I'm like, there's like 5 of us in here that are using the same brand of color,
That's
like same
hilarious.
everything. It's all the same.
I will say, my husband, he works, he's an accountant, and the firm that when they go to the client stuff, one of the girls interns that they brought on wore like space pants, and like this is like business attire, and she walks in with like space pants, and Aaron had no idea what those were, or like what kind of a thing that was, but he just clicked a picture really fast and sent it to me. He's like, this girl is gonna get fired like right away. And I was like, but she's wearing space pants in the Sandridge building.
Yeah.
Poor girl doesn't know. It's fine. It's like
Maybe she didn't know how like
Casual
rebellious she
Fridays,
was
maybe.
being.
Yeah, I
She
don't
was
think
like,
she did.
I'm like, this is so punk rock.
It was so
Her
good.
space pants in
It
the
was so
Sandwich
good.
building.
So what's your next gig? What do you got going besides just the music fest?
Yeah.
That sounds really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bartending at the Star Wars festival we got at the farmers market next weekend. I was helping with that a little bit. I had to drop that project for the rancher, but
Yeah.
I was running the food truck park at
Oh wow.
the farmers market. That's what I was doing before this movie, and doing all the
I feel
events
like
down
it's gonna be
there.
a lot of work. Just
Yeah.
because it's coordinated with tons of different people. It's
Oh,
not
and
like,
well, those food truck people will just call you all day long. They don't care, and so you don't really have hours, and you're just you have to be polite to people all the time. You never feel like you get shut off or anything. And I did it for like a year, and it just like it's kind of slow moving down there for me. I mean, they need to still need to get some bathrooms and some stuff before it's like to its full potential.
Top notch.
yeah.
And they need to be able to pay someone a salary to make it a full-time job.
Yeah.
It really is going to take someone a lot of work.
Full time to just, that's all I do.
Because that's I was spending too much time on it, and I
Couldn't balance. I was saying,
Yeah.
couldn't balance like, hey, I've got to make money off this other stuff. Yeah.
Totally.
This is great and all. That's tough. I feel like, I mean, I don't have to worry about that, but as far as I don't do anything for money because I have babies
You got some
and
kiddos.
said, I'm staying home. But,
So Britt was one of our 2 viewers.
yay!
So, yeah, my friend.
Yeah, I was having a hard time like figuring out how
Can
to.
you see who
if
they
anyone
are?
commented or,
So we're
yeah.
using a separate app.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Mevo for this
So maybe
camera,
if you're on
I'm
there,
gonna have to
you're
be-
gonna have to look.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
We've done that before. No problem. Or if we ever have Lainey in there, she's good at that.
Yeah, because
She's
like
always
people
been really
comment on
funny.
it, and
And you can't like, respond to the comments, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's
are we
awesome.
taking a selfie?
Yes.
Feeling you in here?
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, it's still going.
Like my thumb. There we go.
Oh, we should
It's
get
still going.
on Facebook Live.
That's great.
How do we turn it off now?
I've always had this thing, like whenever I go on radio stations and stuff, they're like, "Who's the hick?" I'm like,
What?
I just sound so country. Like when I get on, like when I'm just on air and like no visual, like everybody thinks I'm like,
Well, how'd it do?
you get me going, and the country comes right out.
I've stopped noticing it. I used to a lot. My parents are from Iowa, and so I used to hear it a lot. And now I've just been here so long that I'm like, oh, I don't hear it at all anymore. And then when you really when you listen, you can pick it out. But it doesn't.
I
Fade
went to Iowa for the first time in April, and everyone there was so nice.
They're super nice. They're good old farm folk, and like it's gorgeous there too. Some of the areas you drive around, so beautiful.
Well, and I was playing with this punk band. I was playing bass in this punk band, and we were like,